Hello everybody, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back, and for those of you who are new, welcome as well. Pisces, this is going to be your video for, or your reading for the month of August of 2023. For those of you who have not subscribed to the channel yet, please feel free to do so. It is certainly appreciated. For those of you, once you watch the video, you find something that resonates, please hit that like button as well. Feel free to comment and share the video. It is greatly appreciated as always. So Pisces, cross-watchers, side note too real quick. Cross-watcher, if that is you, please discern the messages. Everyone always discern the messages accordingly. And I'd like to thank you all for being patient as I went on a little bit of a hiatus there for a while. I had some personal matters that needed my attention. And I wanted to make sure that I was completely here, you know, being present and aware to deliver the messages accordingly for each and every single one of you. As you'll see, I'm elsewhere. I'm in my studio, in my business. Today we've had a very busy week, so super cool to be able to take part in festivities that the town has going on. But I wanted to really work hard to get these messages out to you guys for the month of August ahead of time, rather than being behind like I tend to be sometimes. So thank you for your patience, your love, and support. It is immensely appreciated, and I give you all my love for that, so thank you. Pisces, I was doing a little bit of meditating prior to opening up your reading. I feel like you guys are shifting timelines, and we have a lot of that going on right now as we just moved into Aries and Libra on the 16th. I believe that was Monday. I'm not too surprised to see that or to get that energy from Spirit as well, but I do feel like you're starting to shift some. For some of you, it's almost like waking up in an alternate universe, like all of a sudden your life has changed. Maybe the perceptions that you had surrounding certain things, you're recognizing that that's not quite the world that you're waking up in all of a sudden. So we'll dive into that and see how that plays out in your reading. I know the lighting is a little bit darker. Got a new light here. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I need to play with it. So you guys are kind of like my testers on this video, and we'll see and go from there. So Pisces, let's go ahead and just jump into your reading. Clear that deck, and I'm gonna start off with the Sacred Geometry deck and see what comes up for you guys. So Spirit for Pisces. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer as well. Pisces, Spirit for Pisces. Sacred, our desires. Are we achieving a space? Spirit just said achieving a space of gratitude is what I heard. Card for Pisces for August, please, Spirit. Integration. Right, so again, not surprised. Dynamic. I did the reading for Sagittarius the other day for August. I believe that same card came out for Sag as well, so you may want to check Sagittarius's video out. You can also check your placements as well. This is for your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, and Venus also. So 30, integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. We talk about that integration. I talked about like that jumping timeline, and I think I may have used the word integrating. I could be wrong, but it's the idea. You hear the beeping in the background. I apologize. It's a little noisier here. So, but it also confirmation to integrating our lives, right? So again, I say about the perception of how you had maybe intended things to be in your life, but how you're seeing that it's not quite the way that you had pictured it to be. It's almost like you're waking up in this alternate universe, this alternate reality of what you had hoped for, maybe what you were wishing for, manifesting. I want to say to be careful, and I got the goosebumps as hot as it is today. Be careful of what you're manifesting, because and I don't say this to tell anybody in 404 on the timer to not manifest, because obviously that's part of what we do, right? In spirituality, we over manifesting. But be careful when you're manifesting how third parties can come into play is what I'm hearing from Spirit. So just be cognizant, be aware of that, because I do feel like with this integration, you see there's a lot of things coming up from the bottom. That energy is being pulled down from the top as well. So we're connecting from the universe in the sense of what is above us and what is below. So as above, so below, right? That kind of energy there. So the way you see your life being in this perception as opposed to what is going on in your 3D realm may be very different. And that's what I'm saying, like that need, like the perception of, which we all have a perception in our own right, those two are kind of merging, and it's not quite again, how you thought it would come to be. So, you know, I'm going to leave that with there, and we'll go from this point forward. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words here recently. I apologize. Okay, so Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. What does Pisces need to know? Similar cards again. You may be dealing with a Sagittarius. I'm going to reiterate that, or you've got some very strong Sagittarius placements in your chart as well. So Pisces, for the month of August, what does Pisces need to know, Spirit? First, I heard heaven sent woo, good God. I heard heaven sent as these cards were falling out of the deck. My golly. High Priestess of Air, again, that same card that Sag had the other day. This message as well, and then this focus and determination. I almost want to say to you as well, the message card came out for Sagittarius. I don't know what, you know, repetitive energy here, but we're going with it. That's what Spirit is giving me, right? I'm going to say this to some of you, and this is not going to resonate. There's a lot of the need for you to be confident in the direction that you're heading. If you're not clear on the direction that you're heading, it's time to figure that out. There's a lot of yellow, a lot of red, a lot of fire energy in just the few cards that I pulled. We have a 9, and we have an 8, and we have a 3, or a 30, and a 6 underlying that. Somebody may be coming at you with direct communication. Others of you, you may have direct communication that it is that you want to relay to somebody. You may be waiting on papers of something that may change or alternate your universe as well. But you're very firmly focused on a certain aspect, and it's almost like you're finding some passion, some courage, or the need to have these things that are going to highlight. And I look at this card of disintegration again, and what catches my eye this time is the yellow and the orange and the red, right? So it's our desires. I've seen that whenever I was shuffling the sacred geometry deck. That is our sacral chakra, along with that root that I just talked about. But what's interesting to this is there's blue in the background, and there's indigo color. So that is our third eye, and that is our throat, right? Our ability to give communication and also receive it through the sense of hearing and truly listening to what is being said to us, but also our perception that I've talked about since I opened up this video, Pisces. This integration again, and then you look at these two cards that come out along with it, and you've got the same colors popping up in the reading. That blue, that indigo, that fire, that orange, that yellow, right? So I would say to you, this is an integration as well of the mind, the body, and the spirit. And I talked about this with Sagittarius as well. So again, I keep going back to Sag's reading for you guys. You may very much be dealing with that fire sign, or again, significant placements in your chart of the same. But when you talk about integration, you know, if you know, for those of you who may or may not know, but I'm going to go into it a little bit, our chakra centers, right? So our throat, our third eye, and our crown is our connection to the divine. It is a connection to our internal world. The root, the sacral, and the solar plexus is our connection to the external sources and world around us. Our heart is bridging that gap. I feel like the heart is very much disconnected between these two realms. You're missing the heart space, Pisces. You're missing that emotional flow that lives within you as a water sign. Okay, so that's the one thing that I'm seeing here that's missing. Instead, we're going more into the mental aspects of this air energy, of really contemplating and thinking about how these two worlds are intertwining. For some of you, and I don't know why I'm getting this, but I'm going to put this out there. You may have done spiritual work, and it's not coinciding with what you wanted it to be in the 3D. Okay? So it's like you're starting to realize that there really is a very strong correlation to your external world and then to your internal world. And there has to be a way, 9:19 on the timer, that you integrate these two for the, I'm hearing Spirit say, pleasantries of life. It is to do that internal work and then truly give that back out to the world around you. Very important message, I feel like, for you, Pisces, with this. So with that, let's grab the next set of cards here. All right, Spirit. So we're going to do some past, present energy. We'll do a little bit of clarifying as well. I'm trying to keep these videos shorter. I know sometimes they upwards of an hour, right? I say, who doesn't have an hour? You always make time for the things that are important, but still, Try to keep these simple. Talked about that love, and there it is. I think that is a past idea that you had. And there it is, hostilities on the bottom, guarding that heart space, right? I feel like for a lot of you, you're holding that heart space to yourself at this time. It is as, excuse me, it is as if, there we go, got it out finally, right? It's almost like you're starting to try to nurture yourself, or you're feeling maybe sorrowful in some way, but trying to give that compassion to yourself. There's an understanding in that heart space that is that interlink between the internal and the external worlds, that it's about you. There's a realization that this is about you. The messages that are coming in are telling you that it's time to take care of you. For some of you, you may feel you have to guard this heart space, or maybe somebody you had given love to in the past. You feel like they are harmful to the heart space as well. So, you know, we'll dive in, clarify that energy as well. I do want to say, Pisces, when I say that you're protected, and I do get this energy of protection, but I feel like you're not trusting into your guides as much as you are leaving it to yourself in the 3D plane to protect yourself. And that there is going to require that integration of faith from that external and that internal world, that your spirits will also guide you. They will also guard you. They will also protect you. It's not just you on your own. I feel like for some of you, for some reason, I'm getting this feeling of very much alone in protecting yourself. And you have to understand that you're not alone in protecting yourself. That spirit is going to do the same thing for you, but you're going to have to put trust and faith into something greater than you. Okay? Trying to leave an area, a space behind, questioning whether or not you want to make a move elsewhere, wanting to get up and leave the past baggage. But the problem with that is, Pisces, is that if you take this move, for some of you, I feel like you're packing up baggage. For some of you, the packing up the baggage is, I'm taking everything that's mine and I'm going. For others of you, you're also still carrying, Spirit is saying that you are carrying the lessons, but you're also carrying some residual energy forward with you. Again, for some reason, I can't remember specifically, but this is reminding me of Sag's reading again. Because if you don't leave that shit behind, you don't leave who made you feel bad or left out, that knocked down your confidence level, as I talked about, you're gonna move along with that you can't run from that energy, right? I feel like as humans in the world that we're in right now, in this existence, a lot of us are being called to examine our emotional energy. Our emotional energy with this Cancer moon that we just had, new moon, is asking us to take a look at our emotions. And what do humans do? We hide from our emotions, right? We're like, this is uncomfortable, I'm running, I don't want to feel this, I don't want to know this, I don't want to see this. So this doesn't have to be a physical move. This can also just be on an energetic stance that I don't want to feel this. But it doesn't matter what you do, it is work that you are going to have to put into yourself to exalt yourself from this past baggage, these emotional energies that are residually. And I feel like for some of you as well, and again, it's not always going to resonate with everybody, some of this is very deep, very hidden. I don't know what the age of 6 is coming up for me as well for you all, and I looked at that 33 at the end there, which equals a 6 in numerology, right? But that can take us back to our 6 of Cups, right? That's nostalgia, that's our childhood, that's all of those things from way back when, and it brings up the past. So situations you may be encountering are bringing up past scenarios for you, that it's like, okay, this feeling is extremely uncomfortable, this feeling is extremely familiar, this feeling could be triggering for you, and now it's asking you to take a look into that, okay? And future energy for Pisces, please, Spirit. That Deceit card comes out again. Nope, Spirit's telling me to leave it there. So there you go. We're going to leave that there. I do feel like you've been cheated to, or cheated on, lied to, deceived in various ways. We've got that first chakra archangel, Michael, and he is about our root chakra, which breaks down 2 and 8. Cycles, right? That cycles, that restart, that renewal, as well as we're all ending cycles right now. We're all opening up new cycles at the same time. 1441 on the timer. And 7. With that 7, I'm hearing from Spirit, it is time to do it differently for you. I feel like you're looking back at the past and you're starting to recognize maybe where you could have done things differently as well. The need, and now it's like, if I'm going to protect my stability, if I'm going to protect my heart space, then it's like you're ready to kind of like cut things out. But I do feel like it comes across subtly. You know, you may be seemingly put together on the outside. Inside, it's like ready to lash out. It's like the cat sitting there watching that mouse, you know, play, like waiting for its opportune moment to pounce. But I think for you, Pisces, it's the opportune moment of, don't catch me on a bad day. Because if somebody does, you might just let loose. Where that's not your typical way of doing things, but it's like the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back, right? Like you've taken all you can take, and now here it is. Let me let you have it kind of feeling as well attached to that. But I do feel like your focus is on your stability. So that can be your pentacles, that can be your home, that can be your finances, that can be lots of different things, right? But that focus, I do feel like whatever the situation is that you're going through or have dealt with, or other people that you're dealing with at this time or have dealt with, it is making you stronger. You know, I will say, I remember my mom telling me not long ago, this is just going to make you stronger. You're stronger than this. And that statement to me always, it kind of made my skin crawl. Like, why is it going to be so damn hard to be stronger, right? But we also have to have that experience. And I try not to tell people that it makes you stronger per se, in a sense, but it's giving you the lessons. And I do feel like, going back to this journey card that Spirit brought my attention to, that you are learning the lessons and you are taking those with you. Spirit is saying some of you were forewarned about a particular person or situation, and yet you still decided to entangle it. But in Pisces, not knocking you whatsoever, because we're all guilty of it. We have to learn on our own, because without that actual experience, we have a hard time deciphering how it could have been different for us had we not, right? So you're learning on your own terms, and it can be extremely uncomfortable, right? But yet it's something that we need to do. So, all right, this angel of love, let's see what's going on. Clarify this for Pisces for the month of August. I'm hearing August 16th also may be a very important thing. I talked about that Six of Cups. There it is. It fell out there, and I'm going to leave it there, and we'll come back to that. But August 16th may be a time marker for you. I talked about you protecting the heart space. You look at this Mother of Cups. This is the Kim Kranz Wild Unknown Tarot. What is she doing? She's protecting her cup. She's protecting her emotions. She's trying to protect the things that make her feel, right? With that wing, you know, every tarot deck you look at is going to have its own depictions, and for me, they always resonate differently. But with this particular Queen of Cups, she is trying to protect that heart space. She can, you know, things around her could be glittery and golden and look appealing, but it's like, no, thank you. Like, I'm just going to protect what's mine. I'm going to hold back what's mine, because I'm trying to create something new, trying to create new life. That Lovers, Spirit said to me, lovers in separation as well. So if you've been hurt, there's that Three of Swords, you know, healing, needing to heal hurt and pain attached to a love situation. What I will say, seeing that that's in the Three of Swords and the Five of Swords in the reverse, but it's also like lying to yourself is how this feels, about how much hurt and pain you're actually going through. So I feel like you kind of put yourself into shutdown mode, Pisces, so that you can create the space of protection for yourself right now as you're dealing with the turmoil. Two of Pentacles with that Six of Cups in the reverse. Something that was not fair, something that was not balanced, something that was not just. I do think that with this Deceit card and that Eight of Swords is that whether this is you or another person, or this could be the both of you in a particular situation, you're both being triggered. I would say that one side of this, there may be some secrets and deception around something that's starting to be revealed. They're trying to juggle and maintain a certain status quo, which is keeping them up. It's trapped, and it's an entrapment. If you would just be honest, then you would lose that entrapment, right, Pisces? So whether this is you or another person, please reverse the roles as it applies. Split to that, on a second energy that I'm picking up, is this is also about healing. Pardon the motorcycle in the background. This is also about trying to juggle the here and now as opposed to the past, and that, again, calling for that integration. I do think, Pisces, that for you and for whoever this is that you're dealing with, this is almost karmic to me. This is learning to stand in your truth, learning to stand in the actuality of what situations truly are as to who you are, what your truth is, and speaking that truth with that throat chakra energy that we've seen before. This juggling is becoming too much, is what Spirit is saying. It's become too hard to juggle these various scenarios for whether it's you or someone else. And thus, what's behind those Two of Pentacles is that butterfly. Because you're starting to catch wind of what these situations are like. The light, the dark, right? There's always that contrast of how this either works or doesn't work, and where your integrity and values, or the person you're dealing with, their integrity and values have been off. I really do think this is twofold, Pisces. I think this is partly you, and I think this is also a cross-watcher reading as well. But it's created a lot of internal conflict as a result, trying to integrate these various worlds that you had been invested in, both internally and externally. Two of Swords. Again, so it's, some indecision sitting there, needing to recognize that, it's almost like being blinded. It kind of reminds me of like rose-colored glasses with this particular Two of Swords. The sun is so blinding to what is going on that it's you can't see your way forward. You can't see the forest for the trees kind of energy there as well. Needing to bring yourself out of that space of indecision. And I think that for some of you, not all of you, that the idea of getting up and letting go, in the sense of I'm just going to remove myself, is going to be the only thing I need to do. But there's more beyond that. There's a part of healing this situation, Pisces, that is going to be imperative for you to truly regain the stability of yourself, the centered self. I've said it since December of last year to the people that I work with here, to the people that I've done readings for. 2023 is about learning to love yourself, learning to be there for the self. That you ultimately are a person. We spend so much time giving and pleading with, whether the universe or whatever, of what we desire, not recognizing what we truly need. And I think that's a very imperative thing for you right now, Pisces, is understanding what it is that you need rather than what you desire, and getting back to the very basics of those foundational energies. First chakras, please, Spirit, for Pisces in the future energy. All right. High Priestess, I remember coming out for Sag as well. So again, I just want to go, you may be dealing with a Sagittarius, plain and simple. Four of Cups in the reverse, Father of Pentacles, or King of Pentacles, the High Priestess. Five of Wands in the reverse in the bottom of the deck. You have to understand that you cannot, I'm going to say, scurry away from your problems. I get this feeling of hoarding. So whether you're buying things or keeping things or needing, I don't know where this is coming from with these cards, but I'm going to go with it. If you're hoarding things or holding on to things because it has a special memory or moment to it attached for you that makes you feel stable, I would really, they're not giving me much more of that, but I would really take a look at why you're doing that. Is it for a sense of false security that you're trying to give yourself? This Father of Pentacles, very much, again, that stable foundation energy I talked about. This could be money, home, work, family, whatever, right? Talking about, again, the idea of having this perception. The perception is not as it's been seen. The High Priestess is like, the way it stands out to me with this, again, yet another 2. So 2, 2, 2 could be very imperative for you as well at this time. And I'm going to say 2. Spirit said 6. That's 6 energy. There's 2s and 6s. Choices, decisions, unions, nostalgia, looking back at our childhood, karmic ties, karmic relationships as well. But that High Priestess is saying, like, I almost want to say, Pisces, I told you so. I hate to say that to you. I'm giving you an ass whooping today. But that's kind of how it feels. It's like, there were things that you weren't supposed to understand. And because you didn't understand it, it was kind of like emotionally you had to leap into something because you wanted to understand it. And I think that is water signs, that's our emotional go-to, right? We need to emotionally understand why things are happening the way they are. And sometimes it seems to put us in precarious positions that we're like, shit, hindsight, right? 2020, like, why did I do that? It doesn't quite, if I would have known it would have been this way, I don't know that I would have done it that way, right? So I feel like this High Priestess is just bringing to light the secrets of how much better you are internally on your own right now. Like, you've got to get that foundation supported. You're opening up to this idea that it isn't just, I'm hearing one way, that this external world and your internal world have got to come together and mesh. Like, it's like hitting the mark on what it is when they combine. I hope I'm delivering this message to you in a way that it makes sense. Okay? Very important energies there, Pisces. I am going to get you guys a card of advice, and then we're going to wrap this up. So, Pisces. And on the board, you've got Gemini. I'm going to reiterate Sag here as well. Aries, Taurus, some Venus energy here too, that of love, right? The Uncharted Sea and the Oracle's Gift. Be open, Spirit, great big love, open your heart. Be open to love. Be open to opening your heart. Do not shut yourself down emotionally because you had a bad experience, okay? This Uncharted Sea, I do feel there's a resistance to step into something new because it's like I've been there, done that, seen this before. I don't know that I want to go there again, okay? There are things from the past, and I'm going back to that nostalgic type of energy that way back in the day, to childhood, the memories. Again, age 6 keeps coming up for me, for you guys. By the way, these are 2 10s in the reverse. You've got 6 and 4 is a 10. The Oracle's Gift, 3 and 7 is a 10. There is a need to let go, to release. I do think that in some way, Pisces, you tried to do, and then I happen to look down on what's laying there, the Lover's card again. There's another way around what it is you're trying to accomplish in your life, and I think there's a very direct focus, again, on a specific way of doing things for you. Spirit is trying to gift you, this Oracle's Gift, they're trying to gift you this knowledge, this wisdom. Spirit is saying, sip on it. You don't have to like down it all at once. They're feeding this to you little by little by little with this experience that you're currently having. Again, there's this idea that you're coming across very calm at the top, right? The external appearance of those around you may appear to be very calm, maybe a little quiet, a little darker than you usually are. But under the surface, it's turmoil. It's rocky seas, right? It's upheaval. It's an emotional roller coaster. And you're not sure which direction to go. But I'm going to say to you that there's a need to connect with your intuition, because it's going to lead you back to a space of stability. Spirit is saying more stable and stronger than before. You've just got to trust that what you're being gifted, and I want to say your gut, Spirit is saying your gut, is telling you that you need to do. Make sure that it's just not coming from a place of fear. I feel like you're in a very cautionary energy with everything around you at this time. Spirit is saying to shut down the external and feel yourself. Feel the internal parts of you that need to be loved and nurtured without shutting down the heart space because of some type of hurt that may have happened. And 2855 breaks down to 2 10s again. This is time for an ending of a situation so that you can move forward. This last cycle has been about integrating that spiritual connection and the external world. How do they work cohesively together to create a balanced and harmonious approach for you moving forward so that you do not repeat these cycles? Very, very important energy, Pisces. Guys, I hope this reading resonated for you. If it did, please hit that like button. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. Again, I thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart for hanging in there with me during my hiatuses, as life's been crazy. We've all been going through it in some way. Not saying it's bad or good. It's just trying to pick some direction, right? but waiting on things in the process so everything falls into place. So Pisces, thank you so much for watching your reading. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I'm sending you so much love on this next part of your journey. I'll see you guys soon. Again, like, subscribe, comment to the channel. Check me out also at holisticallyzenwv.com for full list of products and services that we offer. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.